We know the story: a righteous man, a massive ark, and two of every living creature, a refuge from a world drowned by its own sin. But what if the legend of Noah holds more secrets than floodwater? What if the door to that ark didn't swing open to a new beginning, but to a truth so shattering that it rewrites history itself? Hidden for millennia, a forbidden text whispers of a different ark, one that sailed not on water, but through the cosmos. It speaks of fallen angels, giants who walked the earth, and a hidden lineage that stretches back to the dawn of time. Now deep in the heart of Mount Ararat, a team of archaeologists dares to defy the impossible. They found something: a door, wood older than time itself, etched with the same forbidden symbols from the Book of Enoch. One of the best-known examples of religious apocrypha is the Book of Enoch, an old Hebrew book that talks about the end of the world, demons, angels, and the Nephilim. The author of the book has never been found, but it was written around 200 BCE, and there is proof that both ancient Jews and early Christians knew about it. Today, both Jews and Christians think of it as mythical, but some Ethiopian Jews and Christians think of it as official. The Book of Enoch is an old Jewish holy text that is usually credited to Enoch, who was Noah's great-grandfather. It was written in several parts at first. The oldest parts are thought to be from the 3rd century BCE, but the full text was lost for hundreds of years until several copies were found in the 18th century. In the late 18th century, the Dead Sea Scrolls, a group of writings, were found on rocks near the Dead Sea in Israel. This was one of the most important finds ever made. There were pieces of the Book of Enoch among these scrolls, mostly from the Book of Watchers and the Book of Parables. In Ethiopia, in the 1800s, a full copy of the Book of Enoch, written in Ethiopic, was found. This was another important find. Many people studied and translated this form, called 1 Enoch, into various languages. As a result, the Book of Enoch was found again through archaeological digs and random finds of old texts over the years. Our knowledge of old Jewish writing and sacred views has grown a lot thanks to these discoveries. There are 3 alleged books by Enoch, and they are all occasionally referred to as the Book of Enoch. The book that people usually call the Book of Enoch should really be called 1st Enoch. The Book of Watchers, the Similitudes of Enoch, the Astronomical Book, the Book of Dreams, and the Epistle of Enoch are the 5 books that make it up. Even though some parts are from older works, the book as a whole dates from around 200 BCE. The main story of 1st Enoch is told in 2nd Enoch, which is also called the Book of the Secrets of Enoch. But it does have some information that isn't found anywhere else. This form of the Book of Enoch was written sometime between the year 1 BC and the year 3 CE. No one knows what language the first copy of 2nd Enoch was written in. The only complete copies of the book were written in Slavonic and were from after the 1400s. This is why it's called a Slavonic Enoch. Different names for 3rd Enoch include the Hebrew Book of Enoch, the Book of the Palaces, the Book of Rabbi Ishmael, and the Revelation of Metatron. It was written in Hebrew. Despite claims to the contrary, Rabbi Ishmael wrote it in the 5th century CE. Magic around the Merkabah is linked to 3rd Enoch, and it comes from the throne vision in Ezekiel 1-3. The story of Enoch's flight into heaven and change into the angel Metatron is a major theme in this book. Why was the Book of Enoch removed from the Bible? The short answer was that it was never in the Bible. The longer answer would be to talk about why it was never added to the Bible in the first place. There are different ideas about why the Torah was written, but no one can agree on an exact answer. One theory that is often brought up is the idea that the Book of Enoch talks about lost angels, which is a very controversial subject. Some people think that the Nephilim, who are described in the Book of Enoch, are the children of a union between humans and angels who disobeyed God. There is more information about this in Midrash, which is a fact that can't be argued with. The Talmud talks about it in Niddah 61 and Yoma 67 bits. People don't agree on how seriously to take it because in Judaism, angels' free will and agency don't really matter. In Judaism, angels are just servants who don't have any power of their own. Hell is just another angel doing God's work. In fact, the idea that angels don't have free will or independence is a very important one in Judaism. This was made clear in arguments between Jews and some early Christians who wrote the Book of Enoch. Despite the fact that the real author of the Book of Enoch is unknown, it is generally accepted that a number of individuals contributed to its creation over the period of hundreds of years, placing each section in its own place. The tradition, on the other hand, states that Noah's great-grandfather Enoch was the one who authored it. The book of the Bible makes reference to Enoch as a genuine person. As the seventh of the 10 patriarchs who lived before to the flood, he is the seventh in line. In the Bible, there is also a reference to a different individual called Enoch. Cain, the historical figure, is the father of this individual. This is the only occasion that Enoch is mentioned directly in any of the canonical Jewish writings. In literature that are considered to be Christian or Mormon, he is discussed more. The figure of Enoch is one that is associated with the Abrahamic religion and may perhaps have been discussed in Islam. Some individuals are of the opinion that he is the same individual as the prophet Idris. People also claim that Enoch was the author of 2 further volumes that are referred to as the volumes of Enoch. These writings are completely distinct from one another and are not believed to be related to one another. In contrast, it was said in the 3rd book of Enoch that Enoch was really Metatron, the angel who was responsible for communicating the word of God. As a result, he became a prominent figure in Kabbalistic philosophy. What does Jesus say about the book of Enoch? Jesus Christ never talks about or refers to the book of Enoch in the New Testament, even though it would have been known to him during his lifetime. But some of his disciples do, and the New Testament talks about them. Who still believes in the book of Enoch today? On the African continent, there are still religious communities that adhere to the book of Enoch. The Jewish community known as Beta Israel, which is located in Ethiopia, is one example. There is a consensus among the majority of scholars that this text was first composed in neither Hebrew, Aramaic, or both. On the other hand, the whole of the information has been preserved in the Ge'ez language. The Hebrew portions of the Book of Enoch, on the other hand, have not been discovered to this day. On the other hand, translations of portions of the Book of Enoch have been discovered in languages such as Latin, Greek, and Aramaic. The portions of Aramaic that were discovered at Qumran, along with the Dead Sea Scrolls, are arguably the ones that have gained the most notoriety. This makes perfect sense given that they are among the earliest copies of works that are considered to be biblical or legendary. In addition to the Book of Tobit, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Sirach, and the Book of Giants, which are not included in the Bible, these manuscripts also include the Book of Giants. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Feel free to leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below.